Alright, guys. It was a very cold day. It was it was so nippy out. And Amatsu decided to destroy my box. Years of hard work destroyed. All we do is go over here and you go, oh, why do you have 3 rainbowed LR UI Sign Gokus? Why do you have 3 rainbowed Super Saiyan 3 Gokus? Physical Ultimate Gohan. Yeah, there's a reason for that. It's because Reverse was removed. Dokkan Awakenings give decent power level. So that Dokkan Awaken all the way to the highest level. And then many LRs, TURs, SSRs had different links too. So I'd get the extra points for Dokkan Awakening. I would link level all 3 levels, right? Boom, good to go. And then just out of nowhere, they're like, yep, Reverse is gone. And your whole box is ruined forever. So I was like, all right, bet. That means we're starting from scratch. So, I got this right here, which is just all of the characters, right? And I'm rebuilding my box of SSRs, TURs, right? So we go all the way down, and we get to the 99% section here, chat. It's a little further down than I thought. I was closer than I guess I was. Okay, yeah, there's more free-to-play characters in this game than I remembered. And here we go. Android 18. This is a character. I believe we got her January 1st of 2018. And then we go on to this guy. Oh, this guy is 99%. Yeah, this is a World Tournament character. Finally, with the great change they made to World Tournament, I can rainbow this guy. Well, I guess I'll just rainbow him here. Because, we'll go over his build when we do the rainbow video for him. I think there's 2 World Tournament characters I have to do videos for still. Maybe 3. No, LR Jackie Chun, Max Power Jackie Chun. I think those might be the only 2. So, here's what we're doing, chat. We're going to go through and we're rainbowing all of the 99% characters. Oh, just quickly. Okay, so we got Max Power Jackie Chun rainbowed. I do just want to point this out. Dokkan Frontier is live in game. And it might be, at least to an extent, kind of like a spiritual successor to one thing Chain Battle did, which was want us to rainbow, like the LR, the TUR, the SSR. Keep in mind, so this is the TUR of the Goku, this is the SSR of the Goku. SSR Goku in Dokkan Frontier has special effects in Node 9. Here's the TUR Goku. He has special effects in Node 10 and Node 11. So it's moving forward, there could be a point where there will be serious benefits to maybe, just as an example, let's use LR int Namek Goku for this example right here, right? Perhaps, let's do it like this. Okay, so we have the LR, we got the TUR, we got the SSR. Maybe the SSR is node 21. He gets extreme buffs. The TUR, node 23 and 24, he gets extreme buffs. And then maybe this Namek Goku, just node 20 to 30, he gets buffs or something. I don't know. Something like that, right? I could see them doing that. They could do it in a way that would be very annoying for players, very frustrating. But I guess when it's a free-to-play character, it's hardly an issue, right? So, alright, so we're going to go through, and we are just going to rainbow all these units here. Oh, man, the only thing is, once I rainbow them, it's then going to, move me back up in the list. All right, well, here's Hachiak. So I went through, and I actually did kind of get a bunch of characters in the box to 99%, right, in preparation to do a video like this. And a lot of them I focused on was characters like this. Android Saga Cells, all the characters that would be in, various, categories, Saga categories. Right, so we've got a lot of Namek Saga characters that I did kind of get to 99%. Bobbity right here, Boo Saga characters. It's very possible that some of these characters could actually be useful in Dokkan Frontier, which low-key has me pretty excited thinking about that, right? Actually giving me more incentive to get a lot of these characters ready to go is actually super fire. Now this is gonna take a lot longer than I thought because I can't just easily click one by one, huh? All right, so this is the Vegeta. This is Vegeta from Android Cell Saga. He's probably not going to be a character that'd be very useful in Dokkan Frontier, though. I'd imagine. Not even that TUR for that guy is going to be good for Dokkan Frontier. All right, here's a Jace right here. So even going through it, we didn't really get a lot of value from, I think, the individual Ginyu Force characters. The summonable versions, right, Jason Birder, Raccoon and Goldo and stuff, they were great, but like the individual ones, not really. All right, here's Mini Daima Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I feel like it'd be a long time until we could sustain a Daima Dokkan Frontier. Like, Daima barely even has enough characters, right? Like, they would really have to have it to where, like, we would, you know, fight Goma, and then the next notice we're fighting, you know, Daima Adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? Like, they would have to do it like that. I think they actually did do a decent enough job in the Namek Saga one, where, you know, we did fight two different Scouter Vegetas. We fought LR, Krillin, and Gohan. That's good, because, like, I've always said, I really like, by the way, this is one of the only Super Saiyan Gokus in the Majin Buu Saga category, by the way. This is the SSR of the TUR Super Saiyan 2/3 Goku. One of the only ones right there, so who knows if that guy could be useful. But I always loved how in Dragon Ball Raging Blast, it's Dragon Ball Raging Blast, you would go through and you would kind of control, like, the winner of whichever fight you were doing, right? So it's like, you know, you'd use Final Form Frieza against Vegeta, you'd use Perfect Cell against Super Vegeta, you know, stuff like that I thought was, like, really cool, right? Like, you would use maybe, like, Grade 8 Vegeta against Goku, like, different, like, fights, like, of that nature I thought was really good. This is another one right here, this Gohan. The Kid Gohans in the game are pretty bad. This is probably, well, the Namek Saga ones. This is probably the best Namek Saga Kid Gohan, even better than that Int Kid Gohan, maybe. So, like, having him rainbow, that TUR, actually could be low-key solid. Here's another Namek Saga character, this Krillin. There aren't that many Namek Saga Krillins, although they did release a free-to-play character Krillin, you know, with Dokkan Frontier, which is good. All right, so we got that. We're cooking. We're cooking. We're getting these rainbows, man. All right, here's another Namek Saga character. Again, I really upped the amount of Namek Saga rainbows I've got after this. I was like, all right, let's get some rainbows. Remember, this is also increasing power level back up again. So a lot of characters I had, I ended up kind of like bobbing after the reverse got removed. There was a lot of just like extra characters that really kind of became redundant, and I replaced it with, like, you know, the new version that I was going to have as like a TUR or an SSR. So it's just going to be a years-long process to fix my box after they got rid of reverse. Here's another Namek Saga character, this Kid Gohan right here. Let's go ahead and rainbow him. I always leave, like, this, type of, I don't know, I'm the type attack boost, not a big deal. But yeah, they're like, there's, a lot of these characters are probably not going to get a ton of use out of. Like, do you think we'll get, like, use out of Goku Jr., his SSR, in the, you know, GT Dokkan Frontier? Maybe. I guess it's possible. It certainly is possible. All right, here's a Gotenks. We never know. Dude, the Buu Saga Dokkan Frontier is going to be so much fun, as we're just, you know, using Gotenks and Fat Buu and Majin Vegeta and Angel Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Ultimate Gohan and Kid Buu and then Buuhan and Bootanks. It's just going to be so sick. It's going to be so sick. All right, here's Super Baby 1. That'll be good. The other thing, too, is, like, when they do, like, you know, Dokkan Frontier for these later, like, stages and stuff, hopefully there's a lot of different arts. I really am hoping that we can get, like, some new, like, big Jiren cards, like, you know, a Dokkan Fest LR Jiren. I think it'd be pretty sick, especially get a couple of new arts so we could have, like, some different arts that we'd be fighting. Because one thing that could get a little bit, considering that, you know, we're over 10 years in the game, right? There's so many characters, so many arts, so many stuff they could do, so much stuff they could do. You would think that they would want to make it to where there's a lot of different arts of these bosses we're fighting, and not kind of get into a situation where it's like we're just like fighting like the same boss with the same art, you know, node 25, node 26, node 27. That could get kind of lame, I think, right? All right, here's a Kid Trunks right here. This is a Buu Saga Kid Trunks. This is the SSR for the TUR, you know, Kid Trunks and Kid Goten card. So we can kind of rainbow that guy right there. All right, I wish I could... Yeah, I gotta, like, mentally check where that is. All right, so here's Mini Daima Super Saiyan Goku. I would hope that they would... I mean, okay, so right now, Dokkan Frontier had 3 kind of, like... I don't know what to call it. I guess a label? Maybe a label we'd call it. There was 3 labels. There was one for OG Dragon Ball. There was one for Dragon Ball Z. And then there was one for Dragon Ball GT. By the way, I think this is a character I've had 99% for like a really long time. Right? Like I've had this, all these Golden Friezas and stuff I've had done for literal years. Like I got them done years ago. I just, for whatever reason, have, I guess, never rainbowed that guy, right? But again, I've had them done for years, all the Golden Friezas. Because it's like, I wanted to make my box, you know, kind of as good as I could, but, you know, these bastards, they got rid of everything. All right, here's UI Sign Goku right here. Remember, this is one of the craziest, hypest drops Dokkan has ever had. Oh my god, we could maybe experience this again. Could you imagine? The thing about this, though, was this is like... So it's like Goku did the form. Like, it's like it almost basically didn't even have a name. Like going into it, like, we didn't even know the name, nothing. And then he's just in Dokkan instantly. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, it was so crazy. And, like, you know, to think that... You know, Dragon Ball is coming back. We could be experiencing that shit again. Oh my god, dude. Bro, please. All right, here's a base Goku. This guy maybe... I mean, I doubt he'll be useful in like something like Dokkan Frontier, but there's probably not many base form Gokus in the Android/Cell Saga category, right? Probably not. Because again, remember, a lot of these characters I've had rainbowed for years, but remember, like, you guys know what we're doing here is we're replacing all the units I lost because of that bastard reverse removal. Well, it's hard for me to get too mad at the reverse removal, though, because I do think it made the game significantly better for, I mean, legitimately 98% of players, right? Here's another base Vegeta from Android/Cell Saga. This guy could straight up, I could see this guy definitely getting node buffs. Right, there could be a fight against Android 19. Because remember, this is Vegeta arriving on the scene against Android 19. And I could totally see this guy be having, like, you know, some survival buffs or something like that against an Android 19. Obviously, they have since given the Dokkanfest exclusive version of that moment, which is great. I've always wanted that. All right, here's Buhan, Tech Buhan. We got his SSR rainbowed as well. I'm definitely going to try and prioritize a lot of these Dokkanfest exclusive or LR, like, you know, TURs and SSRs and stuff. But, you know, it's going to take some time to kind of, like, build these guys back up, right? All right, here's Majin Ku. Definitely go ahead and rainbow Majin Ku, right? Again, thinking of the Dokkan Frontier in the future. Maybe. Maybe. All right, so we got Majin Ku done. Who else? Who's next? Zarbon. Well, I hit Piccolo, but I was gonna rainbow Zarbon next. So let's do this. Again, you guys could see it. More Namek Saga characters. I did put a huge priority towards these Namek Saga characters here, for sure. All right, what do we got next here? In this video, I do just want to rainbow all the characters we have at 99%. Okay, here's another first form cell. This is from the Android/Cell Saga right here. This cell, you know, could be fighting Piccolo or something. I guess we do have a number of first form cell arts that they could use. Like the Android/Cell Saga would be another really fun Dokkan Frontier, right? Because it goes through so many parts where it's like, all right, now we're in the, you know, the Super Trunks and Super Vegeta versus second form Cell and Perfect Cell section. Now we're in the Cell games, right? There could be a lot of stuff. This is a Namek Goku right here. This guy's TUR is Kaioken Goku. A huge thing they could have did that would have made the Namek Saga Dokkan Frontier more fun, by the way, would have been to give this guy his sub-EZA, this Kaioken Goku, and the STR Final Form Frieza his sub-EZA with the release of Dokkan Frontier. Although, they could still do that, once they get to that section of Dokkan Frontier, the Namek Goku versus Frieza portion of it, which, remember, is going to go on for a long time. That's in the still kind of like the early portions of the fight. All right, here is a Saiyan Saga Goku. Saiyan Saga Dokkan Frontier? I don't know. I was looking through it, and I was like, damn, I feel like they did kind of already hit most of the characters. Like, you would think, like, oh, they barely touched Saiyan Saga. There's so much left to do. But they did actually get through most stuff. We could easily do, you know, a new version of Great Ape Vegeta. We could do a new version of Kaioken Goku. You know, the LR Goku and Piccolo could be a tag. Like, of course, all that type of stuff, right? Like, yeah, but like, you'd think that there's a lot more, but they did cover the Z Fighters thoroughly. They all got free-to-play characters. Krillin has a free-to-play LR. Tien has a free-to-play LR. Yamcha has a Dokkanfest exclusive, right? So I feel like you would think, like, oh, they got to do all the Z Fighters, of course, but they have. They actually have, like, stepped into it and gotten a lot of the Z Fighters, a lot of love in that arc. We'll go defense, I guess. But, I mean, of course, there's still stuff they could do. Oh, you know what they could do for Saiyan Saga? A really fun one would be an LR Z Fighters. Like, maybe, like, all of the Z Fighters that are there when they first face off against the Cybermen. So it would be Yamcha, Chaozu, Krillin, Tien, Piccolo, Gohan. That would be an LR. That could be fun. I guess you could say that the Int LR Kid Gohan does have a little bit of aspects of that. But, like, an actual, like, Z Fighters LR, like, would be, I think, very fun. All right, here's Ribrianne. This is a unique named character right here, this Ribrianne, because it's like she has there's like Super Ribrianne, and there's like she's got like all the transformations and shit. But this is again a unique named character right here. This is just I believe Ribrianne. Yeah, so there's a lot of different versions of Ribrianne to go through. The TOP Dokkan Frontier, I think, is going to be very fun, by the way. I don't think that they need to rush into that, though, the TOP one, because you remember, we're going to get all the Dragon Ball Super remake versions of these cards, and then it would be fun to do Dokkan Frontier after that, right? This Trunks could get a Dokkan Fest exclusive, by the way, right here. I think Trunks, from that one episode, it's one of my favorite episodes, you could get a Dokkan Fest exclusive for this guy, and the armor version of this guy, who's, you know, I think it's like 6 months later or something like that, who kills Cell. I think each version could be like a low-level Dokkan Fest. I mean, Trunks is way more, like, above, I think, you know, like, I don't know, like Tien or something like that. Like, sorry, he's a Super Saiyan, Trunks is. But, like, still, like, like, if this as a Dokkan Fest was, like, the June 1st, May 30th, May 31st, whatever, Dokkan Fest, that would be sick, right? Like, I think that could be a good pick for that type of thing. All right, here's some more Saiyan Saga. This is the Dokkan Butoden Vegeta right here, right? Yeah, I remember for a while, one of the first things I was doing was I was grinding up all the free-to-play characters, right? After the removal was kind of like, after Reverse was removed. Oh, dude, the Future Trunks arc. I guess the Future Trunks arc, maybe as a Dokkan Frontier, might end up being a little bit boring, because it's just like they would really have to go back and forth between Rose, Zamasu, Blue Goku, Blue Vegeta, and Trunks as the fighters. But like it really does become just, you know, Blue Goku and Vegeta versus Rose and Zamasu, like over and over and over and over again, right? All right, here's another one of these golden freezes. We can go ahead and get the rainbow on. Remember, some of these golden freezes are in the Namek category, by the way, which is so stupid. They really should just remove them from it. I don't know why they don't. I don't know why they don't do that. It's just because, like, I guess because they want to keep, like, that second form Frieza in the Namek category or whatever, but, like, I don't know. Like, that decision to give all those all those Friezas Dokkan Awakenings when the Resurrection F thing came out, it did kind of bite them in the ass years later. Because remember, there's the Tech Final Form Frieza as well, who I believe they removed him from pools because he was an SSR character who Dokkan Awakens into another SSR character. So I think because of that, they've kind of like removed him from the pool, and they're probably not bringing him back. All right, here's a hit. This is a Tournament of Power hit, right? I believe so. Yeah, there's so much stuff that they still could do. It is crazy, like Dragon Ball, like there's so many arcs, so many characters, so many moments, like a gacha game like this, and you know, as Dragon Ball Super continues on, there's just so much, right, that they'll be able to continue doing when you think about it. And then now with the remake, Dragon Ball Super remake coming, whew, I love that decision, by the way. I think Dragon Ball Super as a remake is the correct decision. I know a lot of people wanted, like, you know, OG Dragon Ball or DBZ, but, like, I do feel like a lot of people just lose sight of the fact that, like, these days, like, Super is just the new hotness. Like, that's what a lot of people are interested in. Bro, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right, this is taking longer than I thought it was gonna, but we'll keep going. Here we go. Here's a Saiyan Saga TN. You know, Saiyan Saga TN, there's like 7 Saiyan Saga TN arts. Plus the fact that, don't forget, there's also the LRTN in Chaozu, which is a Saiyan Saga character as well. There's the World Tournament LR Piccolo, which is also a Saiyan Saga character, right? So that's what I was talking about with the Z fighters in the Saiyan Saga. They are actually well represented. Here's Roshi from the Tournament of Power. All right, we're starting to close in on finishing all these rainbows here. But it's just, I've always operated my channel like this, where I like to rainbow all the characters, you know, on screen. I like to do all the Dokkan Awakenings on screen. I've just kind of always been like this. I've always operated the channel in this fashion. All right, here's another UI sign Goku that we'll go ahead and get a rainbow for. Beautiful. What else do we have here? Here's a Bardock. Oh, I saw, then there was, yeah, don't forget there's the Prime Battle LR Krillin. I saw him over there. That Prime Battle LR Krillin, like of all the different arts. I just hope, I think with future Dokkan Frontiers, I would like to see them expand upon more fights against superclass characters as well. I think that's a big thing. And then incentivize us to have those characters, right? So like, there was the fight where we fought Scouter Vegeta and we needed to use Kui, right? Like exactly that. All right, so there's Bergamo from the Tournament of Power, of course. Oh yeah, there's only a few left now. Here we go. Here is Krillin. This is the Prime Battle LR Krillin from the Saiyan Saga. If they really wanted to, they probably could redo that moment as a Dokkanfest. I think Krillin will eventually get a Dokkanfest. There's many moments I think they could pick from. You know, Krillin does kind of like have like a filler episode, kind of like battle against First Form Cell. I think that could be the moment for Krillin's Dokkanfest. Armor Krillin against Frieza on Namek could be a good one. I think his Dokkanfest. Maybe Krillin against Goldo could be his I know it's already an LR, but like that could be like his Dokkanfest. Then maybe Kid Gohan could come in and do an attack with him on like an active or something like that. That's another possibility. I guess they could do Krillin from the Bio Broly movie. That's another potential option. Buu Saga, it doesn't really... I mean, he does fight Kid Buu, as ridiculous as that sounds. Angel Krillin and Angel Yamcha fight Kid Buu. It is an absurd thing to say out loud, but it does happen. It does happen where they fight Kid Buu. Like that, I guess. I mean, they could release those as characters, by the way, which would be cool. Angel Yamcha and Angel Krillin from the Buu Saga. I think that's exactly the type of thing that people would be, like, interested in. Remember, there's that, you know, there's the Angel Piccolo, who's just like a boss in the Yamcha and Princess Snake event. Like, that Angel Piccolo, that could be a good Dokkanfest for, Namek Saga, by the way. Easily. Right? Like it's an Angel Piccolo, and then he, like, has a transformation, with air quotations, into being revived or something like that. And then he's fighting. So, like, you know, his regular version, like his base form, is him, like, you know, fighting the other Z fighters on King Kai's planet. And then, you know, there's an active skill, you know, transformation, but it's him being revived and teleported to Namek by Porunga. That would be a fucking sick card. I bet you people would like that one. That would be sick. That would be sick as hell. And, I mean, that is something they could do, because that's coming right up in Dokkan Frontier, right? right now we're about to do Goku Ginyu. Oh, that's another one. Goku Ginyu only has a free-to-play SR as a card, right? I know people would think of the like EGL Dokkanfest Ginyu, but it's not a turn one, you know, like start of turn, you know, Ginyu Goku, right? Like we still need turn one Blue Gogeta. We need turn one Orange Piccolo, turn one full power Broly from Dragon Ball Super. We need like a TUR version of Goku Ginyu as well. And I think that could be like the next Dokkan Fest, and it could tie into like the start of the next like map of Dokkan Frontier, which I think could be really fun. All right, so we're wrapping up here. We're starting to get close to the end. I'll probably do another one of these where we just rainbow a bunch of characters, right? Especially if we get word that, oh, Saiyan Saga is gonna begin its section of Dokkan Frontier or something like that, and I'll maybe, you know, try and, you know, get those characters a little bit ready or something like that. Yeah, here's Tech Khalifa. You know we had to get her SSR back and good to go, right? Tech Khalifa's SSR. Here's Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. They are on Buu Saga, right? Great Saiyaman 1 and 2? Let me double check that. Are they? They are. Yeah, they are. And they're on Movie Heroes as well. I do think they should probably just be one or the other, but I mean, it's better for players that they're on both. All right, here's this Trunks from movies. I wonder what they're going to do with movies for Dokkan Frontier, huh? Like, what could they do? Like, are they going to do just, like, a couple of movies at once? So, like, you know, map 1 would be, like, you know, movie 4, which is Lord Slug. And map 2 would be Cooler, the Cooler movie. And then map 3 would be, I believe, the one after that is Metal Cooler movie. Like, is that what they'll do? Like, they'll just do, like, movies as an overall section, and, like, each map would be a movie? They could. There's so many characters that they would have to touch on a little bit more, though, to do that successfully. All right, here's Vegeta Jr. Okay, yep. All of these types of free-to-play characters that have their own orbs and stuff like that, like, we have ready to go at 99%, ready to actually be rainbowed. Here's those Battlefield characters I've still never rainbowed, by the way. Quite a few of them. One day, I will rainbow them. Probably if they EZA. Don't forget that Majin Vegeta, the physical Majin Vegeta, does have a battle mode. He got the Majin Vegeta battle motion, by the way. But the Angel Super Saiyan 2 Goku, this Goku does not have the Angel Goku battle motion. This Majin Vegeta does have the Majin Vegeta battle motion. Here's Kawaii. Again, I tried to prioritize, besides the characters that, like, had their own orbs, I tried to prioritize rainbowing characters from, like, actual arcs right now. I bet you we could see, like, the Black Star Dragon Ball arc, like, actually officially become an arc when they're ready to do the Dokkan Frontier for that. But that section needs a lot of cards before they would do that. I hope they would. I hope they take their time and fill out the roster of these a little bit before jumping into a Dokkan Frontier for some of them, like early GT, Saiyan Saga. Even though they've covered a lot of stuff, they could still get some fresh looking characters in there, right? They definitely got to do the Dokkan Fest for Kaioken Goku and Grid It Vegeta before they would do Saiyan Saga Dokkan Frontier at minimum, right? Definitely have to do that. There's Birder, and then we have one more character to go. So there we go, guys. Box is looking a little bit better. We got a lot more rainbow characters in here. Oh, it's another one of these golden Friezas right here. I should have rainbowed this guy, you know. Well, he's been ready to be rainbowed for years, but should have actually done the process of rainbowing him years ago. And that's that first Swarm Frieza. Okay, so we're good. Oh, damn, I moved too quick. What was it, like 70? So we just rainbowed like 70 characters. That's what that was. All right, so we kind of like scroll down, and all of our 99% characters are all done. And now we're just sitting on, you know, just a couple of characters like LR Garlic Jr. I just need one copy of. Chi-Chi, obviously, we need, you know, a couple more world tournaments first. And then those 4 Battlefield characters, which have just been sitting there like 55% forever. But Battlefield is just... They drop so many characters in Battlefield, man. They drop so many characters. So it just takes a while to actually rainbow them. So let me know what you guys think. We just strengthened the box quite a bit. Got to put in the work to make my box the best of all time again. We'll get there. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch y'all next time.